I don't know, I don't even like the conversation around autism, it's a weird one. Like, I remember one time, I was talking to this guy out of nowhere, he called me autistic. I was like, yo, that's fucked up, don't do that. Alright, people with autism go through sensory issues, issues with sound, things make their lives 10 times harder and sometimes impossible. It's an insult you should never use. And he was like, yeah, Trev, I understand that, but I'm not insulting you, I'm your doctor. Yeah, it wasn't an insult, it was a fucking diagnosis. And it sucks because, like, I didn't even get the strain of autism I wanted either. Like, I wish I got that strain you bring to a casino, but... You like that way too much. I wish I got that strain, but it turns out that one's more of an indica. You know. I'm a sativa, I just make things uncomfortable. Thought I'd be a savant, instead I fuck up hugs. And it's horrible trying to explain to my family too, because like my dad's family's black, mom's family's Puerto Rican, so they don't understand mental health stuff outside of what they've seen in movies. You know, like I told my Uncle Dave I had autism and the first thing he said was, like Rain Man? I was like, no actually. More like McLovin, I got that one. Like I'm not gonna count the toothpicks on the floor, but I will ask a fat girl if she's pregnant. Fuck up this whole party right now. It always makes something weird too at random times. Like, you know, talking to my girlfriend's dad is always strange because I try to keep up in these conversations with him about sports and we're into different sports. You know, like the other day he asked me who my favorite boxer was and I don't know shit about boxing, so I was like fucking three? He's like, yeah, good boxer. I was like, wait, what the fuck? I think this guy might be making shit up too. You know, so I decided to test it. I asked him one day, because I'm a big basketball fan, I'm like, hey Bob, you remember that guy from the Knicks, Skippy Williams? And he's like, yeah, Skippy Williams, good ball player. Skippy Williams isn't a real person. So I guess the point of this bit is that I'm pretty sure my girlfriend's dad is also autistic. You know, they say girls date guys with traits like their dad. But of all the traits you could pick, you know, she could have gone protector, provider, and she was like, nope, motherfuckers that ate glue in kindergarten, that's my guy. I'm also starting to think that my cat might have it too, because she never talks. She just makes sounds and points and shit. She's like, meow! I'm like, yes, Ruby, those are the Legos I organized by shape, size, and color. I do have a girlfriend now. It's fun having a girlfriend. You know, towards the end of being single, things started to get weird. You know, like going on the dates was just like insane. I couldn't really match up with anybody that I was talking to. Like, I remember one time I matched with this girl on Hinge, me and her go out. Things were going well, and at one point she leans over and she's like, hey, I really like you, but I gotta tell you, I'm autosexual. I was like, bitch, you fuck with cars? Yeah, nah, she told me apparently autosexual is when somebody's sexually attracted to themselves. Oh. I was like, oh, I kind of wish you just wanted to fuck a transformer or something. Like, I'd much rather date a weirdo than a narcissist. And she tried to make it hot too. At one point she told me that she put her mirror across her bed because she can only come when she looks at her own reflection. I was like, yo, you should get a poster of Optimus Prime for your room. Or gangbang by Decepticons. I'm originally from Bridgeport. I grew up playing baseball and actually got really good at it. I got good to a point where I got offered a scholarship to a boarding school for high school, but my mom didn't want to let me take it because she didn't want me to get raised by somebody else. So for years, me and her would go back and forth and I'd be like, bitch, how could you? Up until this one day, like 10 years later, I'm scrolling through the news and I see an article with a headline that reads, priest at Rhode Island boarding school charged with child molestation. So I texted my mom and I was like, yo, Lisa, good save. And then I saw how much money they paid out to those kids. And I was like, pick out punch you! All right, that's my time. Thank you guys.